Hey gang, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are returning, thank you so much for always supporting me. Today I thought I would do a fun video and do New Year's resolutions, and to start off with, I asked you guys on Instagram what yours were, and I'm going to react to them or talk about them, tell you what mine are, and yeah, let's do this. So as you can see, I am fresh-faced. My hair is just literally washed and brushed. Like, I actually brush my hair for you guys. And I'm wearing pyjamas. These pyjamas are so comfortable. They're actually the softest pyjamas ever. They're brand new. They're from Oh You So. Shout out to them because these are banging pyjamas. So I'm doing this on purpose because I haven't picked any New Year's resolutions that people have sent in. I'm just going to randomly click on them. But I have had like a little nosy, and so many of you have said you're not going to care what people think. So I'm going to do the same and be all natural, in my pajamas, chill. We're just sitting, grab your cup of tea, guys, and enjoy. Don't feel the pressure. That's what I'm thinking of. Like, who am I putting, like, I'm in lockdown. Where have I got to go? Like, where am I going that I need to put makeup on? Nowhere. So I thought I'd just show you my fresh face and my brand new PJs. I'm just going to and grab one. I'm not going to just, which I'm going to see if I have too many of the same one. I won't obviously read them if they're the same. But, boom. Okay, so I've got get healthier. So that is definitely one of my New Year's resolutions. Like, it's not exactly get healthier, but a lot of the ones that I have done, I haven't done that many, don't worry, are joint with get healthier. I feel like last year was such a rubbish year for a lot of people. I feel like we all gained a few pounds. Some of us went extremely healthy, which is amazing. I think that's great. But some people, like myself, I was kind of in the middle. Like, I was really healthy for half of it and really unhealthy. I think that's when it had hit and I started feeling going downhill and feeling down. And then you start eating more because you're bored, things like that. So this year I definitely think getting healthier would be a great one, because we are currently in lockdown, but that has not stopped me being as fit as I possibly can be in a like small space. I'm basically just Joe Wicks in it. Like, you can do it in your living room. Next, to buy a house. That is a really good one. I feel like, I don't know what the actual market prices are at the minute, or if it's high or if it's low, but I guess we've got nowhere to go, we can't go on holiday, we can't go out for food, so it's a great time to save money. Like last year I saved a lot of money because I didn't go really anywhere. I was lucky enough to go see my auntie in Corfu, but it didn't really cost me that much because I booked the cheapest flights I could find and I stayed at her house. But other than that, I did get to save a lot of money, and I think it's a good opportunity for people that are saving for, say, a house or a car to really buckle down on your money, because you can put money away a lot easier when you've got nowhere to go. It's go to the gym, but this is so hard for you because all the gyms are bleeming closed. That is so annoying, because I bought a treadmill last year, so I basically brought the gym to home because I already have some weights and like bands and stuff that I keep under my stairs, so I just use them anyway. So all I really wanted was a treadmill, because I really enjoy, when I go to the gym, I do actually love getting on the treadmill and just running and sweating and really working my body. I don't mind going to the gym. I prefer going with someone, or going when there's no one there and I'm on my own. I put my headphones in and like get in the zone. But yeah, obviously with the weather being rubbish now as well, I don't really like jogging out because it gets so dark early, and when I finish work I really don't want to run in the dark. I feel like my mum, even though I'm 23 this year, she's still like, do not go out in the dark, you never know who's watching. So that is a really hard one. But like I said, crack your TV on. Like literally yesterday Marley was having his iPad time, so I thought go in his room, put his telly on and do a workout, because he's got loads of space in his room. So I just did a workout in his bedroom. Like it is, and I think we put pressure on to do all this time frame, and that's what I was doing like last year. Like, oh, I need to get to this hour, or I need to do this. Whereas I just do like an hour every day, which I think with lockdown it's quite easy and it gets Marley's energy out. And then I always do 20 to 30 minute TV workout. And even if it's hard, do you know when you finished, it is the most great feeling to get in a cold shower and be like, I've done it. Like, my legs are killing me today because I did a really hard one yesterday and they're just aching, and all them squats just killed me off. But we can do this in our homes, so don't worry. Even though the gyms are closed, you can still do this, and they will be back open at some point. Fingers crossed. Read more, believe in myself more. I really wish I could read more, which sounds really stupid because people are like, what do you mean? But like, there's not very many books I like. Like, I like biographies. But because of my dyslexia, which I make sure it doesn't stop me in things, but I really struggle to like a sponge, like soaking it like information that I read. I really struggle with that. So by the time I finished the first 10 pages, I struggled to remember what was happening in the middle. So I normally remember the first bit I read, and then it's like the middle bit, I'm like, what happened? And yeah, I really want to read more. So that is a good one. I think especially we've not got anything to do again because of lockdown, it's a good time to start reading. And my nan used to always read before bed, and I used to think it was so lovely. Like, that's the first thing you should get in bed, and I feel like that calms your mind down instead of sitting on your phone like with the lights. It probably is a lot better for you. My mum loves reading as well. I feel like that generation, because they didn't have stupid mobile phones to distract them, like I think sometimes their growing up was just a lot nicer than technology. Obviously technology is great for certain things, but I kind of wish, like, I don't know, I get bored a lot easier now, whereas I feel like back then they probably didn't get as bored because they were doing other things that we probably wouldn't do now. I don't know, weird one. That probably doesn't make that much sense, but it does to me. Let's do this. Oh no, I didn't want it to go. I wanted to read the second bit she wrote. Oh, there we go. Believe in myself more. You should definitely believe in yourself. This is a great one. I feel like 2020 was a write-off. 2021 is gone straight into it as a write-off, but it's not. Like, we've still got plenty of time to be amazing, really push ourselves, believe in ourselves, love ourselves, because I am currently at the happiest I've ever been, and we've just gone into a lockdown. And that sounds a bit crazy, but I'm literally making sure that this lockdown doesn't make my mental health go downhill like it did last time. So that is how I'm believing in myself, that I'm still doing my college work online. I know I'm going to complete it. I keep telling myself it doesn't matter that I'm not in a classroom, because I work better in a classroom environment, but I'm believing in myself that I can do that. So that's a great one. So you guys should all do that. Like, you should definitely believe in yourself. Don't let 2021 stop you from doing anything. Like, obviously there's certain things it's going to stop you from doing, but when the restrictions are gone, make sure you don't think, oh, I'm going to give up. Go straight back into it, get it done, grab it and go. You can do this. To drive. I have a few people that want to drive this year, and I feel like, obviously, lockdown's rubbish. We all want to get out of it as soon as possible. But like, if it does extend, I'm really hoping that people can do this. Like, I'd like to tell myself that, oh yeah, we'll be out of this after February, but you never know, do you? You never know what Boris is going to chuck on us. But I definitely think by like September time that we are going to have some sort of like freedom again, that you can learn to drive and stuff. That sounds so long away, so please no one quote me on that, because I'm just making that up as I go along. Like I said earlier, stop worrying about everybody else. That is so true. I'm one of the people, I used to worry so much. Like, I used to say, I don't care what anyone thinks, but I actually did. I feel like I actually do believe that there's not one person in this whole world that hasn't been affected by someone else's opinion, or what someone else has said, or thinking what other people could be thinking about you. Like, we all do it, we're all human, it's just in our brains that happens. Like, goodness me, my front garden, I've dug it all up, and I bet my neighbour's thinking, what is she doing? It's gonna get done when the weather's a little bit better. But yeah, I just had to dig it up, I need to start it, and I kept thinking, oh my God, my neighbour's gonna think I'm crazy. Like, you just automatically do it. I get on with all my neighbours, so I know they're not gonna think I'm like crazy, but like, you just automatically think things like that. But this year, let's not care what anyone thinks. Let's do us, let's do our best, let's be the best versions of ourselves, and that's all we can be. This is a good one. 10,000 steps every day. This is one of mine, so this has been mine for quite a while actually. I decided this last year, and I have actually done this every day since the last lockdown. So, do you know, not the middle lockdown we randomly had that everyone was in different tiers. I mean the one before that. Yeah, I try and do that every day. My goal is every day that I do an hour walk, and then after I hit the 10,000 steps, anything over is just a bonus. So yesterday I did 15,196 steps, and I didn't even realise I'd done that. I did my normal hour walk, well, it was just over an hour with Marley, and then I did a 20-minute workout, and then just walking around the house doing things. I feel like when you've got a child, it's quite hard to sit down, so that kind of gets my steps in. But yeah, you can definitely do that. I actually think it's hard if you're still working in lockdown and you sat at a computer all day. That must be really draining. Like I do work on my computer, but I do break it up quite a lot so that I don't go crazy, because I just feel like looking at a computer all day. And then having college work on a Thursday, like I'm on a computer then for like 3 hours, so I do try and break my day up, and I feel like it must be hard for people that actually have to sit at it all day. So someone's was to do dry January, but, and then them smiley face with a little tear. So one, you're gonna think I'm a bit crazy, one of my New Year's resolutions is 365 days no alcohol. So I love a Prosecco, I love a gin, I even like a pint now and again when I go to the pub. But the next day, how bad I feel isn't worth it, like at all. Like I just don't like it. Like I get anxious. Obviously, that I start to think, oh my god, what happens if I did something silly, like fell over or spilled a drink on myself? Like I start to think about things like that. So I just don't think it's worth the alcohol. I think as well, which sounds a bit silly, because I'm on telly and some people know who I am, that comes into consideration of I don't want people to think, oh my god, that Chloe Patton, look at her. Like, even though I'm just being like any other 23-year-old that's had a drink, that like messing about with their friends, I just don't really like the feeling of how anxious I feel the next day. There is actually a word for it as well. I didn't know this. It's like alcohol anxiety. So like the alcohol, how it makes you feel the next day. If you Google it, it is on there. I didn't know this till last year. No, the year before. So yeah, I'm just doing, I don't really drink at home hardly ever. When I go out, it's once a month, twice a month max. So I feel like I can go without it because all the pubs are closed anyway. My friends can't see them. So yeah, that is one of mine, and I feel like I'll be a lot healthier from it because obviously alcohol isn't that great for you. So yeah, that's one of mine. Some people are going to think that I'm absolutely mad. Like, they're mums that have a wine every night. Girls, you do you. Like, if after your stressful day you need a glass of wine or a bowl, that is absolutely fine. I just get bored. Like, I like to drink with people. Like, I don't really enjoy drinking on my own. I have no judgment on people that do. Honestly, you do you. I just wish I enjoyed it more, really, but I don't. Drink more water through the day. I don't do it enough. To tie in with the alcohol one, because I'm not drinking any alcohol, I'm just drinking water all the time. Like, I'm trying to do at least 2.5 litres a day. That's like 2.5 big bottles. And that's why I try not to stand on the scale at the end of the day, because yeah, water is quite heavy. And then when I have my morning weight, it goes down. But I'm only weighing myself like once a week now, because if not, you just go stir crazy. Sometimes you shouldn't even do once a week, I don't think. But then we've got vegan 2 days per week. That is a good one. I feel like I could probably do that, because some of my meals I don't eat with meat anyway. I don't really like, I like chicken, but I don't really like other meats very much. Like, I can eat them and I don't mind them, but I don't really like them as much. So there's not really much point in me eating them if I don't love them. But if anyone's tried the Richmonds, I know it's not vegan. Well, they could be vegan. Vegetarian sausages, they're banging. They're actually better than meat sausages. So I feel like I could probably do that. Helping the animals out. This is a good one. Find myself again stuck in such a mum routine. Hopefully pass my test and lose my belly fat. And lose my fat belly. Hun, you have not got a fat belly. It's not fat. We're beautiful. You created a child in there. But I know what you mean, like stuck in the same mum routine. I sometimes feel like that because I don't go out very much. I do feel like I'm just mum, clean work, mum, clean work, mum, clean work. And it does sometimes mentally drain you, and you do start to think, like, you look at your friends and you just think sad straight away. Like, I got to that point where I'd look at what my friends are doing, instead of being happy for them, which I am happy for them, but I'd be sad looking at it, because I'd be like, I feel like I don't have that in my life. Whereas I probably could, like, go out a bit more, not a lot more, but a bit more, because I have got a really good group of family that would help me with Marley, and Jordan obviously would watch Marley. So yeah, It's quite hard to get out of that routine though, don't you think? Of just being mum, mum, mum. To teach myself how to cook. This was me last year, so I am not a good cook. I'll put my hands up to that. I'm not great. Do I enjoy it? Not very often. When it's done, I'm like proud of myself, but the process, the mess, I'm never going to be a chef, that's for sure. But last year, because of lockdown, I made sure I was cooking more. I was experimenting. I was learning new recipes. So I feel like that is one thing that I did last year, but I can definitely do a lot more. Since when I actually met Jordan, I probably couldn't cook anything bar pasta. Like literally, I just couldn't cook. Like my mum and dad, they can cook alright, but when none of us in the family are ever going to be Gordon Ramsays, trust me. Whereas Jordan's mum cooks all the time, a lot of the time fresh. It's very often it's not fresh. Like she's so good, and she cooks in a school. Like so, Jordan kind of learn from the best. So I feel like Jordan's taught me a lot of cooking skills, basically. All the ones you sent in are really good, to be honest. Like, I feel like we're all thinking the same thing on a lot of them. None of them have been one where I think I can't do that, to be fair. Spending less time on my phone and more time living in the moment with my children, that's a lovely one. And the fact that I didn't read that and think, yeah, you need to do that. I read that and thought the fact that you can see that, okay, I don't want to miss out on like my children's like milestones, things like that. That is really good, because sometimes I think a lot of mums will agree. I feel like, let's not pretend that in the morning, sometimes I don't sit with Marley and eat my breakfast. He eats his breakfast while watching telly, so I can just sit and have a minute and be on my phone and see what's going on in the world. Or like, when we've had a hectic day and he's just mentally drained me and he wants to paint, and I just sit on my phone while he's painting, and sometimes I think, oh, I should have been painting with him. But that's okay. Sometimes we are mentally drained by being mums. Being parents is hard work. No one gave us a book how to do it perfectly. But I have had that before where I felt the same. I think it's easier when they're in a good mood and you're having a good day, but yeah, you can definitely do that and it'll really benefit you. You'll feel a lot better about it, and so will your children. So you go, girl. I only have one takeaway a month. I'm trying to do the same. Like, it's not my New Year's resolution, but yeah, we normally like do have a takeaway at the weekend, like guaranteed a Friday or a Saturday we will have a takeaway or a McDonald's. So we're trying to pull it down to just 1 week, not every week. But do you know when you've had a long week at work on a Friday and you just want to have a fat Friday? Because I do. So we've got more of a goal to get pregnant. 10 years trying, got a feeling this is the year. All fingers crossed for you. I really hope it works out for you. My mum couldn't have children at all. Like, they literally told her, there's like no way, let's try and do IVF and try and see if it'll work. And then, surprise, they went on the day to have the IVF. You do a pregnancy test when you get there, and I was the 2 lines. So there is a lot of the time, because I have other family members that have really struggled to fall pregnant, and it's worked out. So sometimes 10 years trying, sometimes it's longer, sometimes it's less. Hopefully miracles. Hi me. I'm joking. It will happen. So I've got all my fingers crossed for you. Someone put, to end my online shopping addiction. There is loads of people with this. I haven't got that many sent in, but I know a lot of people that are trying to stop that. Lockdown. It's lockdown. You just, and like, you can either go one way and save, or I know a lot of people that went the other way and just went online and went crazy. Like, the end of last year I went a little bit crazy on Amazon, but it was Christmas stuff, or it was things I'd seen on Instagram that weren't that expensive, but they do add up. So yeah, I have heard that a lot. So we have quite a lot of buy first home, and we have loads, and I mean, there is literally over 5,000 that is be positive. So I think obviously last year it was a negative year, like for a lot of us, with COVID, and obviously it's still going on now. So I think a lot of people are wanting to be more positive, trying to live with COVID, because we know it's still here and it's been here for a while now, so people are just trying to look forward. Coach to 5k, that is a really good one. I did the Coach to 5k last year and I absolutely loved it, and I really didn't think I would be able to do it at the end, but I think it does work, building your body up for it. Like doing the, I can't remember exactly how the first one went, I can't remember, but it was like a couple of seconds on, like 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off or something, and then the last one's like a 28-minute run with no stops, and you literally look at it and think, I'm not going to do this, but you have to just build your body up to it. I think, it's a 9-week, or is it 12 weeks? I haven't been on it for ages, but yeah, you can definitely do that. To spend less time on social media, I've come off Facebook as I find it negative, keeping the gram for PM. Yeah, I've got Twitter, but I don't have the app, I don't have the Facebook app, because I find them quite negative places. So I feel like Twitter, people are just very mean, or there's a lot of bad news on there, and I just don't really want to read it because it'll put me in a mood, or it makes me feel not great. And the same with Facebook. There was a Facebook page about Teen Mom, and when I say people are mean, people are mean. So I kind of came off that and stuff, because you can have 100 nice messages and then one horrible one that's gone into you, even though you can say, I don't care what anyone thinks, it does affect you. Like, it doesn't like make me cry or make me hate myself, but it does give you a negative energy. So yeah, I don't have them. I do have Instagram, obviously. I do enjoy Instagram. I do get a little bit of negativity, but not enough for me to get rid of it. And I feel like Instagram is kind of a community of, can be false, or this whole perfection, which isn't real. Obviously no one's life is perfect, but it's given me lots of ideas in lockdown. It's making me feel better about homeschooling, because I've got a lot of mums on there. Yeah, what other social media is there? I don't have Snapchat. Like, I had it, I get it back now and again to see what my friends are on there, because we've got a big group chat on there. But yeah, I don't even know what else there is. There's probably there is loads. I use YouTube all the time, obviously. But yeah, I think Instagram is my only really source of social media that I use. Make myself like salads. I used to hate salads, so I can actually relate to this. Like, I could not understand how people could eat salads, whereas now I love salad. Like, lettuce, olives, sweet corn. Oh, I just love it. That's not all I have in a salad, don't worry, I have more. They're my favourite things though. But yeah, like, it's really hard. I feel like you have to take steps, like make sure you sauce it first. That's your first step. Make it taste a bit better, or the sauce that you put with other foods. Don't just have a salad that you buy from the shop that's got things that you don't like in as well. Make sure you make your own salads, because then you're going to put things you like in. But yeah, I actually did make myself like salads, and now I love them. That's like a lot of things. I didn't like coffee, and now I'm starting to drink coffee a little bit. Olives, I didn't like olives, and now I literally love olives. Like, it's actually one of my favourite things. I can just sit and eat olives out of a jar. Some people said organise their houses. Yeah, that's a good one. I feel like organisation is like the best thing. I'm very organised. My house is very organised. Don't get me wrong, I have loads of mess when we've like backed up on washing and things like that. My house does get messy because I'm a mom, I'm a human being. But yeah, I just feel better. When the house is organised, I just feel so much better. Like, I feel like there's no better feeling than getting that junk drawer, getting everything out, hoovering it out, putting it all organised, because then you close it and you just feel better. I just personally think that. Like, do you know, if I'm feeling like really anxious, I'll go and organise a drawer in my house, or a cupboard, which for some people would think, what? But it works for me. That's simple as. It makes me feel better, so that's what I do. I also feel like I haven't 100% said this as my New Year's resolution. Like, I didn't say this on the 1st, but I saw someone else on Insta saying that they're going to do it, and I thought that's a good idea. So one of the reasons I'm actually fresh faced, like on my Instagram story, I always use a filter a lot of the time, and I don't know why, because I am pretty confident in my skin. Like, I really look after my skin, look after my hair, and I shouldn't care what anyone thinks anyway, so I'm going to try and not use filters as much. I actually do love the filter where there's a border around the edge, because I just think it looks cute. But yeah, I feel like, why do we use them all the time? I feel like you forget what you look like because everyone always uses them. But yeah, that is another one I'm going to try and do less of. Just love yourself. So that is everyone's New Year's resolutions that I've read out that I wanted to tell you all about. There's not any that I wouldn't agree with or I felt like the same about, or any like shocking ones where I was like, oh my gosh, there wasn't any of them. So mine basically are, number one, no McDonald's. I am not having a McDonald's for 365 days. I do love McDonald's, I'm not even gonna lie. Like mozzarella dippers from McDonald's are actually my favourite thing in the world. But I know it's not good for me, and I just think I don't need to have them. I had that many last year, I can make up for the next 2 years. So I'm gonna not have a McDonald's this year. That is one of them, which some people will be like, that's a bit silly, but I just wanna do that for me. Number two, exercise for a minimum of 30 minutes every single day. So people might say that's extreme, but that is even going for a walk. So say I do a walk every day anyway, but obviously when you're exercising you should really give yourself about 2 days off. Even on them 2 days off, I'm going to make sure I go out for a walk and do something. Number three, no alcohol, no smoking. So people might be like, you smoke? No, I don't smoke, but when I have a drink out with my friends, I have a cigarette, which if I don't drink then I don't have a cigarette, and we can't go out anywhere, so I won't be smoking at all. But that's just one I'm like, do not do that when you're out, because I always end up having one. There's a few others that I'm going to try and stick to, like every day I do my watch, just being the best possible me I can be, being the best mum I can be. And I think I spoke about this before, every single night when I go to bed I tell myself I'm a good person, I'm a good mum, I'm kind, I'm loved, I'm beautiful the way I am. And I just remind myself, because sometimes we forget that we've worked so hard all day at working, or even getting ourselves out of bed when we feel like we can't, or being parents, or cleaning our house. And I just think we need to remind ourselves that basically what's going on at the minute, our brains are literally a bit scrambled, and we should remind ourselves that our worth, basically. Just tell yourself your worth every night, because you wake up in a better mood, I personally think. But that is all today. That is all the New Year's resolutions. So I really hope you enjoyed that video. Maybe there was some New Year's resolutions that you could actually do now. They've given you some ideas. If you've got some that I haven't said, please put them in the comments, or any other ideas for YouTube videos, put them in the comments too. Give it a thumbs up if you loved it. And as always, thank you so much for watching my video and supporting me. Bye guys.